So I talked with the promoter of Freelance Underground currently, and I basically just said like, hey, I want to do one. Um, let's talk. And we talked, and he basically said, who would you want to wrestle? And the only person that came to mind was Kylie, and there's a lot of reasons for that. She's one of the very few people in Chicago wrestling, not just like in indie wrestling, but specifically in Chicago, where I've never had a singles match versus her. We broke in right around the same time. We went on very different journeys, but they were very parallel. Um, she was also that ghost I could never catch. I felt as if anytime we were both on a show, she was just slightly up the card. You talk about that Simon Grimm-Zello feud, um, probably the best work of my career. We really told a story. We really got people invested. Um, when we had that final match, it wasn't the main event. That night we were semi-main. Kylie was the main event. So like even in like my strongest moments, I couldn't get to her. Another feud that I really take pride in. I had a 1 year long feud as well at Freelance with Isaiah Velasquez. Um, Equally, I could say the same thing about that Simon Graham feud. I feel as if maybe the Isaiah's feud is my best work. Two different feuds. I could explain maybe why one is worse or better than the other, but ultimately, I very fondly look back at both of them as things I'm proud of.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know which one would be like if I had to pick one, what's your best feud ever? It's one of those two. Um, Now there is a third one that is on that tier. Not to get sidetracked, but I did a teacher-student storyline with DJZ, and I'm very proud of how that paid off. And we had a great match, and that's right there with those two. So not to leave it out. But again, the night after 1 year of build-up, had our blow-off match, me versus Isaiah. Crowd was really into it, really delivered on the match. Kylie Rae was the main event. So like it's the same old song that here's Pat M.O.N.I.X, here's Project M.O.N.I.X banging his head against the wall, trying to get to this spot, doing everything possible, like you had mentioned, wrestling that 110% style, but it's just not quite at the Kylie Rae level. And to me, it's very poetic because now I'm back. Now she's back. I'm going to do one more match. If I wrestle someone else, it's not going to outdo Kylie Rae. So I got to wrestle Kylie Rae. I got to take it head on. I got to go one-on-one with her. Um, and in that moment, in that platform, in that ring, in front of the live crowd, the people who bought tickets that night, the people who are streaming it on IWTV, who are watching it, who are finally getting to see us in the same spot on the card, wrestling each other, can, for one night, I outshine her? Can I outperform her? Can I beat her? Can I stand alone in Chicago wrestling for one night? And that's what the final phase is all about.